Hey friends, it's Mike at Guitarists. In this video, I'd like to talk about a quick and easy way to transform a minor-based lick into a major key. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. And while you're at it, hit that like button. It would really help out. Now, back to the lesson. And the example I'm going to use is a lick I played in the intro music, which was based out of B minor pentatonic. I was using the B minor pentatonic box, 7th position. And my chord progression landed on a B minor chord. The lick itself is a group of 4 descending sequence using that pattern. Okay, I'm using pull-offs, 10th fret to the 7th fret of the top 2 strings for the first group of 4. I started at the 10th fret of the high string, so the next group of 4, I'm going to go down 1 note in the pattern, and I'm going to start the next group of 4 on the 7th fret of the high string. Just come down the pattern, and then the final group of 4 is going to start on the B string, 10th fret, coming down the pattern, and then finishing off with a final note, the B note, 9th fret of the D string. Now, I resolved the lick to that B note to tie in with the chord underneath, okay? So let's see if we can use this lick over in a major key. And let's try B major pentatonic, okay? So instead of a minor chord, we'll be resolving it to a major chord. Now the first thing to do is just simply move the same lick into the major pentatonic box. And for B, that's going to be down 3 frets. Okay? At the 4th position. So if we play that lick, the problem is that the lick resolves to a G sharp note, which is not in the B major chord. So it's going to sound a little weird. It's going to kind of clash a little bit. So the key here is that when you transfer a lick from a minor pentatonic box to the major pentatonic box, you've got all the same shapes, but sometimes you have to think about how you're resolving it, okay? Because the resolving notes in minor pentatonic, okay, those are my B notes in the minor pentatonic box, 7th position. But those B notes are in completely different spots in the major pentatonic box. Okay, they're right here. Totally different spot within the pattern. So when I go like this, I'm not landing on a note that's in the B major chord. Okay? So one of the things that I want to do is try and just make a little tweak to the lick to make it land on the B note. Now you don't always have to make it land on the B note, but you can make it land on any note that's in the chord that you're playing over top of. But for the purpose of this illustration, I just want to change this lick just a little bit to land on a B note. And that way it sounds nice and resolved against the chord going on underneath. So I'm going to leave the lick pretty much the same. I'm going to play 3 of those groups of 4. And then I'm going to add 1 more descending group of 4. That's going to start on the 4th fret of the B string, and then on the G string, pulling off from 6 to 4, landing on 6 on the D string. So I've added another group of 4 descending to the lick. And that puts me in a position to go back up to the 4th fret of the G string and land that lick on a B note. Okay? So now the lick becomes... Now you're ending off that lick on a resolved note that works well in your major key. So what I'm trying to say is that it's a relatively simple thing to just transfer a pattern-based lick from minor to major and back again, but what you want to do is just make sure you're resolving the lick to a note that ties into the chord that's playing underneath. So you may have to do a little experimentation and a little changing of the lick, a little tweaking of the lick, but this is all standard stuff when you're learning to play licks and phrases all over the fretboard and be able to use the same idea in lots of different situations. Hope this makes sense for you and gets you going on some ideas, and we'll check you out on the next video. What other tips would you like to see here on this channel? Please leave a comment and let me know. And be sure to check out guitartricks.com for more in-depth step-by-step lessons.